You want to read that proclamation, or we just want to make sure we have it?
Well, that's up to you.
Why don't you show everybody and we get a picture? We don't need to read it. We know what it says. It says basically that we're proclaiming this Buckeye Chuck Day, right?
He's the guy. He's the ambassador.
He is the ambassador. He's, yeah, can you even see that with the lighting? As good as it is.
It's called getting,
give it a shot.
It's called getting older.
On behalf of the County Commission, whereas in 1979, Buckeye Chuck was designated as Ohio's official forecasting groundhog. It should be a U.S.
Agree.
And whereas February 2nd is the halfway point between the first day of winter and the first day of spring. And whereas Buckeye Chuck has been in his pen preparing charts, graphs, watching computer models of weather, and it doesn't look like he's busy right now.
He's not busy right now.
It says, whereas while there are many woodland creatures who claim to be
they think they're foretellers.
of the weather future, Buckeye Chuck is correct in his forecast for spring an incredible 75% of the time. And whereas WMRN Radio in Marion, Ohio, Marion County is Marion County's officially designated weather reporting station for NOAA, and they allow Buckeye Chuck to reside here rent-free.
This is not true. We'll tell you the story of Buckeye Chuck in a second.
Really? And whereas Buckeye Chuck has been Marion's ambassador of goodwill across the United States. There we go. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Marion County Commissioners hereby declares that on Saturday, February 2nd, 2019, Buckeye Chuck, Ohio's official groundhog, shall come forth and make his prediction for the next 6 weeks of weather. In witness whereof, we, the Board of Commissioners of Marion County, Ohio, have hereunto subscribed our names and caused the official seal of Marion County, Ohio to be affixed this
31st day.
January. I guess that's when we put this together. And it's signed by Commissioners Andy Apostolic, Kenneth Stivers, and Kurt Murray. He's not able to be here today.
It's all good.
We want to send his condolences this week.
There you go. Hope that Buckeye Chuck. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, Andy. Thank you so much. We'll put that right there. Thank you, guys. I'll tell you, I was going to have Scott talk a little bit about Buckeye Chuck. Now, Buckeye Chuck obviously used to live in the woods right behind back in 1979. That's when Charlie Evers and Doc McClaskey decided to do this deal. So tell a little story about that, and then tell us who Buckeye Chuck is this year.
All right. Right over here at the very end of the building, that was Charlie Evers' office. And he would look out into the woods. And this was before TV 39 was even there, actually. All of that was a wooded area right over there. And he saw a groundhog come out from the woods and kind of run around in our yard for a little bit. And he went on the air that morning and had a name our groundhog contest or whatever, and he got a whole bunch of entries, but eventually he's Charlie, so Chuck is short for Charlie, so someone came up with that name, and that's perfect. So Buckeye Chuck was then born. The following year, Doc McClaskey, who was our state representative for this area at the time, he took that to the State House and had it proclaimed that Buckeye Chuck was going to be Ohio's official forecasting groundhog. So in 1979, that's when Chuck became our official forecasting groundhog for the state of Ohio. And this is the 40th year for Buckeye Chuck to be our forecasting groundhog.
Yeah, which is cool. Now this year though, Buckeye Chuck, and for the last several years, Buckeye Chuck has come from a rescue organization. He was roaming around somewhere and he was rescued, and he'll now be put back out in the wild, correct?
Yes, Cocos Exotics, we'd like to thank them. Craig keeps Buckeye Chuck for us. Remember, Chuck used to live down at the zoo for a few years. He lived down at the zoo, but then they took away their groundhog display down there at the zoo. So we had to find another home for Chuck, so he lives down in in Green Camp, Ohio.
Yeah, part of the questions I've been asked over the last couple of days is, does Buckeye Chuck still live here? What's the story? Why do you have him in a cage? And the reason why he's in a cage is he was probably milling around in somebody's property. He was rescued. He'll be put back out in the wild, like James was saying, when the weather is good for him to be back out in the wild. He can't find a place to go now if he's put out in the wild. That's a bad thing.
Yep, right. So, he's been, been kept warm and he's been fed well, and he doesn't want to go back in the wild, probably. I wouldn't.
But Buckeye Chuck is here. Like I said, when we're done with the broadcast, feel free to get pictures with Chuck. He is not a domesticated animal. He very much is from the wild, so do not stick your finger in there. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got a couple things to do, and then we are going to get right in to Buckeye Chuck's prediction for the remainder of winter. You're listening to the Buckeye Chuck Show on AM 1490 WMRN.
News Radio 1490 WMRN. Available anywhere you want to listen on our free iHeart Radio app. Download it now.
We're going to make this prediction on the radio. Play a commercial, Alex. You got it plotted up there, Alan? There we go. That's what I was waiting for. Okay. I want to make sure it wasn't on the air.
This is our
everybody, when we make this prediction at 7:41,
this journey.
If you like it, cheer.
We're not
if you don't, drum. All right?
But we are sure
we'll drop any superlatives. Let's all be friendly here. But realize that we need you guys, because this is part of race. It's going to be across the entire world. We're going to have all sorts of news agencies that are going to play this all around the state of Ohio in the next 24 hours, 48 hours. So we want to make sure that it sounds really good. You guys can help with that. Thanks for being here.
Now's the time to advertise.
But get ready. When Jeff makes his proclamation for Buckeye Chuck, it's going to be
start with iHeartRadio. We reach 93% of Americans, and 7 out of 10 people research your business after hearing your radio ad. Make it your resolution to grow your business with iHeart. Visit iHeartWorks.com. That's iHeartWorks.com.
This report is sponsored by the Ad Council. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Marion's news, weather, and sports is just a smart speaker away. Just say, play WMRN on iHeartRadio. Coming to you from the McDaniel Automotive Studios. It's just that simple. We're News Radio 1490 WMRN. Now, the WMRN Weather Channel forecast, powered by Heartland of Marion, your bridge from hospital to home.
Some milder air is going to settle in during this weekend. It's going to be out on this Saturday. Partly to mostly cloudy, breezy at times with an afternoon high near 38, and then a cloudy sky tonight. There may be some drizzle or fog overnight with a low of 33, and a lot of cloud cover to Super Bowl Sunday with a high reaching 47 degrees during the afternoon. I'm Jeff Maher at the Weather Channel.
And we are back on AM 1490 WMRN. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Buckeye Chuck Show. Jeffrey, the mayor, is here. Why don't you chat with the mayor a little bit about what's happening?
The mayor has been up a little earlier than maybe the last few mornings that he had planned, but tell us how we've gotten through the last few days.
Well, I have gotten some early morning phone calls and texts. One of the gentlemen up here on stage has actually texted me early in the morning. But you know, we've weathered through, so to speak. It's been unusually cold, obviously, and we've had snow and ice, and our guys have been out working around the clock, and we're getting the streets cleaned up.
All right, are we up to date as far as the trash pickup?
I believe we are. There may be a little bit today if they did not get to finish yesterday, because the transfer station where we take the trash closes at a certain time. So they were going to come in today and finish up if they had to. I didn't get up early enough this morning to find that out. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, you got up plenty early, especially on a Saturday. You do so many things throughout the course of the year, and I know this is right up there. This is one of your 2 or 3 favorite events.
This is one of the fun events I get to come to. Start off 2019. I was listening to the story of Buckeye Chuck, and I was thinking, that sounds a lot like Jeff. Jeff was a rescue DJ, was he not? And are we not going to let him back out into the wild later on this year? So thank you.
Back when I was Dr. Boogie, I saw the errors of my way.
Are we ever going to hear or see Dr. Boogie before you leave?
Not in this lifetime.
Who wants to see Dr. Boogie? Your fans are with you. Come on.
The bell bottoms are long gone.
Well, thank you for having me out today. Thank you to the crowd for coming out. It's awesome to see everybody this morning. I did not bring a proclamation, so I would just like to say, on behalf of the city, I would like to proclaim today, February the 2nd of 2019, as official Buckeye Chuck Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And Mayor, you weren't here earlier, but the mayor of Clinton, Ohio is here. He came down and he stayed in town and had dinner at Attaboy's and just touring around the state.
Well, there should be a mayor's booth then if there's more than one of us here. You know, where you get warm? No.
It'll be my office right over there. Yeah, you can go.
Staying out here.
All right, we've got about 8 minutes.
Do we want to bring up Chuck now?
Yeah, let's do that. At the same time, I want to run down all of our. Well, actually, let's wait a minute on that.
Okay.
I do want to run down all of our sponsors again. First of all, we are here today because of our friends at Scioto Shoe Mart. Thank you so much for sponsoring the Buckeye Chuck show this year. Miller Lawn and Power. Chuck Miller's here. We're going to hear from him right after Buckeye Chuck makes his proclamation, and we're going to pick that winner of a $500 gift certificate for whoever correctly guessed what Buckeye Chuck's prediction will be today. Hempy Water here today, collecting cash and non-perishable food donations for the St. Vincent de Paul Food Pantry. And if you were one of the first 100, you got an I Heart Buckeye Chuck t-shirt from our friends at Hessler Screen Printing and More. Your coffee and hot chocolate comes from Starbucks today. King Saver Grocery Store provided the Spam because, as you know, it is Groundhog. Yes, and Taggart Southern Barbecue and the OK Cafe smoked and prepared our Spam today. Psalm Markets provided the buns and being served up today from the Scouts from the Order of the Arrow Portage Lodge and Community Business Connections helping us out today. The Tri-Rivers Career Center Culinary Department helping us out with that as well. Riverside Homemade Ice Cream. Have you gotten any yet?
I have not.
Good.
Today is National Eat Ice Cream for Breakfast Day, so we have Buckeye Chuck.
They just made that day up, didn't they?
No.
I know, it is an actual day.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Wyandotte Incorporated, we have the free hip peas, vegan white cheddar chickpeas here for you. Hopefully you got those. Thanks to the door guys for our stage. They're here as well today, and it's a good day. We got some good stuff going on.
TV 39 right next door, they are here, and if you want to watch 5 o'clock Monday afternoon, and if you want a copy, copies are available for a nominal charge. And he comes out every year for the peanut push, and I just think he likes cold weather.
Yeah, he might just like cold weather. We do have a big thank you, like I said, for our friends at Scioto Shoe Mart for being here today. What's our official time, Scotty?
Time to bring out the groundhog.
7:35. We are 6 minutes away.
I am amazed at the amount of youngsters that are here today.
Yes.
There are a lot of young. I hope this is extra credit for you, and your teachers will give you extra credit for coming out here in a morning like this.
We like to tell the kids Monday through Friday when they come out that they're just trying to get an extra half an hour off school, but they are learning, obviously, with James Anderson here. He's doing his deal, trying to teach the kids a little bit more about nature and Buckeye Chuck and all the reasons why we're here. You know, I should have told James the other day, I heard him on Morning Magazine, and he was talking about how Randy had asked him, in the super cold, you know, what do these animals do? And he was saying they hunt down, they get in their burrows, whatever. But he also said as soon as the sun comes out and it warms up, they're going to be out. I was driving up Sandusky the other day. I'm on 199 heading into Upper Sandusky. I'll bet I saw 30 deer that were out in the sunshine, and it was still, I think, 5 or 6 degrees. But James was spot on. He was absolutely right. I'm like, yeah, the sun's out. They're trying to find some food and get out for a few minutes before they hunker back down. So feel free to spend a little time with James. He knows what he's talking about. So, but thank you all for being here.
And a lot of the groundhogs are rather docile, shall we say. This is one of the more aggressive, feistier groundhogs that we have had in a number of years.
Yes. Have we heard him whistle yet? You know, they also call them whistle pigs because they whistle. Have we heard him whistle? We had one a couple of years ago that we had in the building because you like to keep them warm so they're a little more active.
Yes, absolutely. And I went to pick him up a couple of years ago, and he didn't like that much. He let me know.
Buckeye Chuck, once again, like we said, he is a wild animal, so he's pretty burrowed in there right now, isn't he? I don't blame him. I would be burrowed in too. All right, what's our official time, my friend? Are we have
I feel like it's New Year's Eve in Times Square or something. We're starting the countdown here very shortly.
Absolutely. Do you have your information there? Are you ready to
I do have the information.
All right, let's run down one more time the story of Buckeye Chuck and why we are here in regards to groundhog.
All right, well, the earliest mention in the U.S. goes back February 4th of 1841. The entry reads, last Tuesday, the 2nd was Candlemas Day, the day on which, according to the Germans, the groundhog peeps out of his winter quarters, and if he sees his shadow, he pops back for another 6-week nap, but if that day is cloudy, he remains out, as the weather is to be moderate. And the other mention of today's events from a Scottish couplet that refers to the special day, stating, if Candlemas is fair and clear, there'll be 2 winters in the year.
Doesn't look too clear, does it?
No.
Feeling pretty good where we're at right now. Now tell the story of why Buckeye Chuck is here. I believe that is right there with Dr. McClaskey and of course Charlie.
I remember that, as Scott alluded to. Charlie used to have this kind of corner office, and he used to look out and see stirrings of the groundhogs. It's like, well, we need something for Marion, Ohio to be proud of, to kind of hang our hat on. We did not have an official animal, I guess, at that time, so he was good friends with Doc McClaskey down in the Prospect area, and got together with the state representative, and they proclaimed Buckeye Chuck as the official groundhog, and we are here 40 years to the day.
Yep, 40 years to the day. Buckeye Chuck is 40 years old. He doesn't look a day over 16 months, but by golly, he's 40 years old. And Jeffy, with that being said, the reason why we have you making Buckeye Chuck's proclamation, because later this year, you're 40 years old here too, right?
I started May 1st of 1979, so I will be 40 years old in a couple of months, you're right?
Yeah, and so they're kind of twins. You didn't show, you came here, and what's the Buckeye Chuck thing, right?
Oh, there were a lot of things when I came here that I was wondering what
you were Dr. Boogie.
I was Dr. Boogie, and of course, the peanut push, which continues to this day. Started many, many years ago. So it's good to be able to get out and do things in the community.
Well, you have certainly made both of those events part of yours, and we appreciate that as this is your final run here with Buckeye Chuck. Well, you'll keep coming back from Buckeye Chuck with us, won't you?
Well, I don't know.
Come on,
I will be back.
We'll keep giving you a winter coat. All right,
we're about 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
All right.
Jim, I'm going to step aside. You make your proclamation for Buckeye Chuck. You got your cameras ready, folks?
All right.
All right, Chuck.
I feel like we need to do the countdown here.
Here's Chuck.
Scotty will let us know when it is officially 7:41.
It is.
And again, thank you for coming out. In 5 minutes, this place is going to be like deserted. Everybody's going to go home and get warm.
Yeah, all right.
But thank you for coming out. All right. We're going to count it down.
Thank you once again to our friends at Sciota Schumacher for sponsoring our appearance today.
All right, counting it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is now 7:41 a.m. in Marion, Ohio, USA on Candlemas Day. It's Groundhog Day, February 2nd, 2019, with the snow flurries coming down and with 4 inches of snow on the ground. The skies are mostly cloudy, so therefore Buckeye Chuck, Ohio's official weather reporting groundhog, does not see his shadow. Proclaiming spring in Ohio is just around the corner.
Yes, spring.
That was about the best news we could possibly hear.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are remember back in December, we didn't even know if we were going to have winter, right?
Oh, no, not at all.
And then for the last
Spring is coming.
18 days and really the last
Thank you,
month,
God.
we've had nothing but winter. And
No
I think
more
everybody
winter
here
ever.
today is in agreement.
So, it's official.
All right.
We can start taking the layers off.
Well, I think even the school kids,
Not yet.
are ready for winter to be done because they're all out of calamity days and hours, I think, aren't
Oh
they?
yeah, absolutely.
We're to the point that they don't want to do the blizzard bags. They'd rather be in school.